Congrats, you made it. 2019 is in the past, 2020 is here, new decade, new you. I'm pretty sure you end up telling yourself that every year, but nothing changes. 2020, let that sink in for a moment. 2020, that's insane. I mean, I was one of those people who thought the world was gonna end in 2012, you know? Back when, you know, times were simpler, Gangnam Style was still a thing, and hit 1 billion views on YouTube and basically broke YouTube too. 2020 is a decade where some of the closest people and friends I know might actually get married and have kids. What the fuck? Which brings me to my first point. Leave it being single. I'm tired of being single. Actually, that's a lie. Look, I've never been in a serious relationship before, and I define a serious relationship as something that lasts more than 4 weeks and happened after middle school. So I'm like terrible on what to do when it comes to putting myself out there and actively looking for someone. But it's not like I'm totally clueless. I mean, I've tried dating apps. I've signed up for dating apps before. But, I don't know. I just don't think they're for me. Hinge, more like cringe. Bumble, more like tumble, because that's what's gonna end up happening to this app, am I right? Tinder, more like hinder your chances of being in a serious relationship because of this app. The reason why I'm personally against dating apps is because I honestly feel like it's not a good story to tell your kids in the future on how you two met.
Daddy, how did you and Mommy meet?
Oh, you know, son, back in my day, there were things called dating apps, and, you know, I told her to slide in my DM.
That's just a story that I don't want to explain. Bring it! Good movies. 2019 was a amazing year for film and TV in general. My knives are out, my gems are uncut, my women are little, my lies are big and little at the same time somehow. My marriage is storied, or my story is marriage, but not really because the whole movie's about divorce. My point is that there's been so much good content produced over the last 1 to 3 years that it's almost unbelievable to think that this much good quality content exists in such a short period of time. My end of the decade list for both film and TV ended up having stuff that's been produced over the last 1 to 3 years. It might just be recency bias, but I honestly do think that Avengers Endgame and Stranger Things are the best film and television show of the last decade, respectively. I'm sure Scorsese would hate me for not putting Wolf of Wall Street higher on my list, but hey, what can I do? And speaking of an abundance of content, leave it streaming services. There are way too many now, and there's a lot more where that came from. You got your Netflix, you got your Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube Premium, Facebook Watch, Apple TV Plus, Disney Plus, Google Plus. Dude, we are literally reinventing cable without the air schedule. Nickelodeon just signed a deal with Netflix to produce original content on there. Cartoon Network's gonna dump all their stuff on HBO Max coming later this year. And NBC is gonna exclusively release The Office on their new streaming service, Peacock. I'm all for making content easier to access for those who have the means, but people or companies who are thinking of getting into subscription-based streaming services, I'm sorry, we gotta leave you in the last decade. Bring it! Getting rich. I'm talking about getting that 6-figure income. And you wanna know who I look up to? It's not Elon Musk. It's not the Zuck. No, it's someone who you probably wouldn't expect. I'm talking about Ryan Kaji from Ryan Toys Review, baby. You probably just said to yourself, who? And I don't blame you. Here's why. According to Forbes, this 8-year-old kid allegedly made $26 million last year on YouTube, topping their highest paid YouTubers list for the 2nd year in a row, doing, among other things, reviewing toys, making his own toys, making clothes for his clothing line, doing a show on Nickelodeon, and doing a deal with Hulu for who knows what. Now, I'm not jealous of him or anything, though I do think his parents might be exploiting him to some extent, but I'm just trying to bring that same energy with me to 2020. If this kid's doing what he's doing at the age of 8, I could win an Oscar, Emmy, Streamy, or better yet, all 3. That's how much optimism I have going into 2020. Now, that's a little bit idealistic, so let me start small. How about monetization for this channel? Now that YouTube networks practically no longer exist and have a bad rep because of the whole Defy Media scandal, all I have to do is A, hit 1,000 subscribers, check, and B, hit 4,000 watch time hours. In 2020, I really don't care how many views this video or my future videos will get. All I care about is that you, yes, you watching this video specifically, watch it all the way through. That way you can help me get one step closer to, you know, making some pizza money from these videos. Also, I'm gonna have to start applying for these things called jobs. My side hustle is dead, which I'll probably talk about in a future video. So yeah, bring it, job prospects. Leave it, cancel culture. This is the one I'm passionate about the most. For the love of God, please stop trying to cancel people. It just doesn't work. Does your fave saying a racial slur online between the ages of 10 to 13 make them a bad person today? Possibly. But what level of boredom do you have to achieve to lurk through someone's social media from 5 to 10 years ago, find something that's offensive, bring it up now, out them out as being X, causing an outrage about it, and then doing nothing in the days to come? The storm blows over within 48 hours. Like, nothing consequential comes from cancel culture. Yes, there will be a lot of people in the moment who will hate you, but come next week at around the same time, the internet will forget all about it, and oh my god, It's Baby Yoda. Oh my god, Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is so cute. So-and-so, what they do, what they say. Oh, that's a shame. Oh my god, Baby Yoda. Look, if Chris Brown somehow managed to keep his career alive within the last 10 years, that's a testament to how ineffective cancel culture really is. Bring it, my man, Andrew Yang. Come on, hashtag Yang Gang, baby. He's my favorite Democratic presidential candidate by far. He's been in a bunch of different podcasts that I listen to, including Off the Pill podcast with Ryan Higa and the H3H3 podcast with Ethan and Ela. And I gotta say, the dude brings up a lot of good points. We're entering the fourth industrial revolution. AI is taking over our jobs. $1,000 a month would be really helpful for a lot of American families. He has a lot of solutions that I think make a lot of sense and sound very rational. It's just that the media is barely covering him. And so in the event he doesn't get the Democratic nomination in July, I'll probably be voting for Joe Biden in November, unfortunately. Leave it, TikTok. This one probably won't go my way, as do most things in life, but TikTok has given us some relatively memorable gems, which include Old Town Road via the Yeehaw Challenge. I don't have TikTok downloaded because, I'm a sane person. Like, I didn't even download Musical.ly or Vine when they were at their peak. I downloaded Vine when it was literally on the verge of dying, and I went down a rabbit hole of old Vines that I could not crawl out of. And so I refused to download any social media app based on short form content because I know for a fact that my productivity will go from here all the way down to here. But there's also another side to that. You see, not having TikTok means I'm out of the loop sometimes when it comes to what's trending on the internet, and it makes me feel old. Half the stuff on the internet originates from Reddit, while the other half nowadays comes from TikTok. There are songs on the charts charting purely because of TikTok, most notably Roxanne by Arizona Zervis, Falling by Trevor Daniels, Say So by Doja Cat. These are songs I have never heard of until now. And by the time I do, I feel really, really old. And that's another reason why TikTok should be left in 2019. It makes me feel insecure about my age. And finally, bring it. Vulnerability. Yeah, that's right. Me and you, we're gonna have an honest conversation right here, right now. So tell me, what's on your mind? What are you dealing with? How can I help you? The internet lost a precious soul last year to suicide, and his name was Desmond Amofa, aka Etika. And while I might not be as big as Logan Paul in raising suicide awareness, what I can tell you to do is, if you know someone who's going through a rough time, has their own set of problems, and is struggling to find meaning, reach out to them. I feel like having honest conversations and, being vulnerable can go such a long way that can ultimately help someone realize that, life is worth living. I'm really bad when it comes to talking about causes I care about, so hopefully that made sense. It's such a big issue that even Logic, Alessia Cara, and Khalid teamed up a couple of years ago to make a whole song about it. And they named it after the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, which you can see on screen right now. I've also put in the description down below some links and other resources you can check out, sent to somebody who you know is going through these things. Being vulnerable, I think that's something that we really do need to take from the 2010s and with us into this next decade. So, to wrap it all up, the book on the 2010s has been closed. That shit's done with. The 20s are here. Roaring 20s Part 2, here we come. Hopefully Great Depression, the sequel, doesn't come, because that would really suck. And like I said before, me and you, we're going to do this together. 2020 is going to be our year. We're going to flourish together. The 2020s will be the best decade we've ever lived. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as well as that like button. Helps out a lot. Comment down below what you want to accomplish in 2020 and what you're looking forward to this decade. Your goals, aspirations, dreams, and whatnot. Make sure you hit that bell icon to receive push notifications for whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on all my social media down below, and if you haven't checked it out already, I uploaded a video called The 2010s in 4 Minutes, which is a compilation of pretty much everything that happened in the last 10 years. I worked really hard throughout the month of December to pull this thing off. Hours of editing went into it. And so I really appreciate it if you guys check it out in the YouTube card somewhere over here or in the YouTube end screen at the end of this video. And that's it. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.